After living pretty much my entire life, maybe my whole life, but only remembering it since 4. Does anybody remember anything before 4? But literally living my entire life with the ability to see and speak with spirits as a psychic clairvoyant medium, well, I thought I had seen it all. But never get too comfortable in knowing or thinking that, because God, like God does, he said, you ain't seen nothing yet, kid. When in 2021, I got my first vision. Whew! Y'all, I'm here to tell you, I was scared. No, I thought I had a stroke. I smiled, spoke, and stuck out my tongue. I know the signs, but not like I know the signs now. See what I did there? But seriously, after my first vision, my first experience, I called my mom scared, panicked, wondering, Mom, what's going on? Am I okay? But something else happened not long after my first vision. I'd say it was just about a year later. God told me, stop. No more seeing and speaking to spirits, kiddo. That was never from me. That had been Satan. Those had been demons. And like that, I denounced being a medium. And I was born again and dedicated my entire life and my platform to Yeshua and Yahweh, with the promise of being the net to gather as many souls as I possibly could before the day that Yeshua comes back to get us and take us home up in the clouds. Which, guys, I don't want to panic you. And if you're a Christian, you should not be panicked. You should be excited. But if you're not a Christian, I really hope you listen. And I have to tell you, I don't like to instill fear, but this would be when I would insert fear. But don't worry, I'm also going to insert the fix for that fear. And don't worry, guys, I've got great news. Tickets, well, they're still for sale. It's a one-way trip to a place you'll never want to come back here from, the rapture. But we'll get to that. By the time I was born again in October of 2022, I had actually had a pretty large handful of visions. Now, through the Holy Spirit, I've been a Christian my entire life. Even as a psychic clairvoyant medium, there's never been a day, not a second of my life that Yeshua has not been my Lord and Savior, and Yahweh has not been my Abba. There's never been a day. They've always been those things to me. In fact, they've always been my best friends. I just didn't know I wasn't being as good of a friend to them, or a daughter to them, as I thought I had been. Oh, and the journey begun. And our relationship now is the most beautiful thing I could have ever imagined or asked for or hoped for in this lifetime. It's funny how incredibly beautiful and purposeful and perfect a friendship and a relationship when both of them are pulling their weight and contributing what they're supposed to and meant to the relationship itself. And while I was in my prayer box, that's my shower, that is my time with him. I talk to him all day long. People, if you cross by me, you think I'm talking to myself. Very rarely. I'm usually talking to God. And just like he does every time to give me confirmation, y'all, I stopped to start filming the next clip, and it was at 3:33. I see what you did there, big guy. I'm on the right track. Speaking of tracks, I love this guy. I love you, God. You just get me. You know how to ring me in. God had given me a middle name when I was first born, and that middle name, my friends, is not many people know it. That middle name that he gave me was Squirrel. God has to ring me back onto topic a lot, and he knows just how to, because I had gotten derailed, and he had to get me back on track. Sounds like an inside joke, doesn't it? Well, it is, for now, but not for long. I want to let you in on it. You see, my first vision that I had in 2021, still a Christian, but still a practicing medium before God showed me the truth, it happened one day when I closed my eyes. Yeah. And just like that, when I closed my eyes, I found myself on a train track or a railroad track, but one that was going inside of a mountain. It was very twisty and turny, windy, and let's just say that's not my favorite. Auntie is never going to be in a line for a roller coaster at a carnival. No, thank you. No way, no how. Stop the ride. I want to get off. Oh, maybe that's what that vision was about. Life. But I was in a like a coal mine cart that you would see in the olden days. And man, if I wasn't violently being twisted and turned throughout that dark tunnel on those tracks. When I opened my eyes out of shock and kind of fear and a little bit of nausea, I looked around, I was home alone, and I thought, what was that? Closed my eyes reluctantly again, and boom, I was right back on it. Yeah. Oh, let's just say I tested that gift and that spirit 4 or 5 times, opening my eyes, closing them. Every single time when I would close my eyes, boom, I was right back on it. And that's when I called my mom. Now, I could go through the list of the visions that I've had since then, but there is two that I really want to talk about today. You see, when I'm in these visions, it always happens when I close my eyes. It is never when I'm trying to do it or on purpose. And no, it doesn't happen all the time. Oof, that would be maddening. Auntie would have the toothpicks in her eyeballs because like Fred Flintstone, maybe that's why he had those there. I wouldn't get, I don't know what I would do. But I will also say, in between the last vision and the next, if it goes for months, and it does, I always let the devil get into my ear saying, you lost that gift. You've let Yahweh down. He doesn't think you are worthy anymore. And not long after, poof, the next vision, it comes. Take that, Satan. Yeah. While I'm in these visions, I can smell, sense. It's like I'm there. I can hear people telepathically. And it's as if I'm experiencing the whole thing, watching. Lord, okay, maybe I do need to tell you kind of a brief of all of the visions because God's kind of let me know. Let's see if I can do this. The railroad track, cart inside of a mountain, twisting and windy. I went in through a hole, a cave in the mountain, and away I went. I'm not going to be able to get into all the details of all of them, so bear with me. The next one, I saw a very ornate kind of ivory platter with silver beautiful corners. In that same vision, I was then taken to a corner table that was round, wooden, three-legged, nothing major, and it had a bowl of fruit on it, like some religions do. Then I saw, this is weird because I don't even know, I've never owned one, I don't think I remember these exist, a Nike tracksuit. It was black and white, and I saw the letter A, Nike swoosh. And then I was taken to a street, an old town, cobblestone, different country kind of thing. It smelled pungent, like outdoor market food, like ducks. I felt like it was China. And I saw somebody sweeping a cobblestone street. I'm hoping I don't forget any. Then the next one, maybe this was before that one, actually. I was in the back of a large airplane, like a military one with benches on one side and on the other. There was a row of men across from me, and it looked like they were all preparing to jump out. Parachute, like in war. There was a young man standing across from me in a polo shirt. It was green, white, striped, and black, small stripes. I knew his name was Kevin, and I have no idea how. When they called his name, he looked at me, and telepathically, this was my first experience with that, he looked at me and he said, "Please help me." Oh, the fear. And then just like that, it was gone. In October of 2022, I got one I did not like. I was not sleepy. I had just woken up, and something said, "Kiddo, close your eyes." It had been a little bit since my last vision, and when I did, it was instant. It was a mushroom cloud. It was bright orange, and I saw the blast and the mushroom form in a cloud. And then just like that, it was gone. And I've always felt the words October since then. Then I saw an airplane, like I was in a city, and it took off, and it exploded not long after takeoff. As pieces fell all around me, I saw a Chevron station, like a gas station in the background, but I knew something was about Chevron. I then was taken to a tunnel where a dark-skinned man in jeans was there, and I just felt a yucky feeling like he was up to something super sinister. I then saw myself falling alongside an old Italian building that looked like a, European, and a young man falling with me and debris all around as if something had boomed. One of my favorites. So suddenly in my vision, I was going backwards, and with my neck, that's scary. There were large boulders all around me, and I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit one. And I was moving quickly. And suddenly I came around a corner, and I came across Jesus and his apostles gathering and talking, and he was speaking. Oh, I was so scared I interrupted him. And then suddenly I smelled a smell I've never smelled before. It was sweet, and there was spice, and it was an aroma I've never smelled before. And Yeshua looked at me, and he said, "Tell the people, do not let your sin separate you from your Father." And just like that, it was gone. But it was this one. I had let the devil get into my head about, you're not going to get raptured. You're not going to get taken. I asked Yahweh, will I be chosen? Will I be raptured that day? When suddenly it was 7 o'clock, I was so tired. I was sitting on the steps in my garage with my feet facing forward. The second I closed my eyes, I saw him, Yeshua, on the cross in a distance. Now, if I move my eyes at all, poof, the vision goes away. That's one thing I have learned. And then suddenly like that, he was gone. Now, it's important I asked also, have I let you down? Then suddenly his face was right in front of me. I could only see from here up. His eyes were a green I've never seen in this world. I look every day. And suddenly a tear crystal clear fell down his cheek. I thought, I let you down. And I felt, no, not you, the world. And then suddenly I saw his feet next to mine in sandals, and his toenail was damaged. And a white robe was hanging down. And then just like that, he was gone. But then I was in a big city street. And just like that, violently, quickly, the city became so small beneath me. It actually physically got me sick. I will never forget how small and how fast that city became beneath my feet. It was as if I got snatched up so quickly, so violently, harpazo, that it actually physically made me ill. I almost threw up. And that's when I realized I was in the clouds. Well, the way I ran inside to tell my husband, I was bawling. And when I say I was going to throw up, no joke, Uncle Mike was like, whoa, are you okay? You're super pale. Are you going to get sick? I looked at him, I was like, I might. It was the most beautiful thing. I was so excited. I had been raptured. And I feel so compelled to tell you this today because there is nothing more than I want than to be raptured, except to know that you will be raptured too. Please turn from sin. Give your life to Yeshua and Yahweh before it is too late. He could literally be here any day. All of the signs are here. I feel this compelling sense of urgency to share this. Oh, I want to hang with you in heaven so bad. It wouldn't be the same if you weren't there. Oh, he's coming.